Welcome, everyone. Today's message is not just words. This is a mirror, a truth bomb, a life-changing moment. Today, we're not talking about tomorrow. We're talking about what makes tomorrow possible. Action today. Let me speak directly to your soul. Planning is nothing without starting. In fact, I've seen brilliant people with perfect plans sitting at home waiting for the right moment. And I've seen simple people doing amazing things just because they started before they were ready. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need the perfect moment. You don't need to feel confident, prepared, or have everything figured out. What you need is this: start something today, even if it's small. Because in the end, your life is shaped by what you begin. Today, I will reveal everything about the power of starting from the ground up. I will share real stories, examples that will touch your heart, simple, direct words, so everyone can understand. If you really want to change, if you want to stop waiting, if you want to build your dream life, then listen till the very end. This video speaks only truth. It's not empty words. It's not false hope. It's reality. Because real transformation comes from real action. If you feel frozen, scared, or like you're wasting time, this is for you. Not to just pump you up for today, but to light a fire that never goes out. Let's talk about the one thing that separates winners from watchers: starting today. And remember, on this channel, you don't just get motivated, you get activated. You get transformed. So subscribe now, and let's begin this journey to become who you are meant to be. 1. What does it mean to start today? Let's get clear from the beginning. What does starting today really mean? Starting today means taking one action. Right now, even when you're not ready, even when you don't have all the answers, even when you're afraid, uncertain, and everyone doubts you, you still begin. It means doing one thing today, instead of planning 10 things for next month. It's not about being ready. It's about being brave, right now, in this moment. Let me show you what I mean. If you want to start a business, do you think you need $1 million first? A perfect idea? No. But if you research one competitor today, write down 3 business ideas today, talk to one potential customer today, what happens in 3 months? 6 months, your mind starts thinking like an entrepreneur. Your confidence grows stronger. That's starting today. Here's another example. Imagine you want to learn a new skill. You buy courses and save videos for months, and then you never watch them. Will anything happen? No. But if you watch just 15 minutes today, practice for 20 minutes, make one small project, in 2 months, you'll know more than before. In 6 months, people will ask for your help. In 1 year, you'll be teaching others. The problem is, people want to be ready first, so they prepare forever and never actually start. But those who succeed are the ones who start messy and figure it out along the way. Starting today is not perfect, but waiting for perfect means never starting at all. 2. Why do people die with their dreams inside them? Let me share the painful truth. Most people are not dying because of disease. They are dying because of delay, because of fear, because of waiting. Let me tell you what nobody wants to hear. Successful people are not special. They are simply starters. I know people who began with 0. No skills, no money, no connections, no confidence. But they chose to start anyway and kept moving forward. Now they're running companies, changing lives, building legacies. Not because they're gifted, because they started. Let me share a powerful story. Do you know about the Chinese bamboo? After planting the seed, nothing shows for 4 years. You water it daily, you care for it, you protect it, but nothing appears. Then suddenly, in the 5th year, it grows 90 feet in just 5 weeks. So tell me, did it grow in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is 5 years. Because all that time, it was building roots beneath the surface. That's how success works. You may not see progress in the first few weeks, but if you quit, you destroy your own foundation. If you continue, one day you explode. And when you explode, you shock everyone. Never confuse invisible progress with no progress. 3. How starting today builds your identity. This is one of the most powerful benefits of starting. It doesn't just build results, it builds who you are. Every time you say, "I'll start that project," and you do it, you become someone who acts. Every time you say, "I'll make that call today," and you actually make it, you start to feel braver, stronger, more alive. But every time you say something and delay it, you lose a piece of your own power. You start thinking, "I can't follow through. I'm weak. I'll always be stuck." That's poison, because how you see yourself determines how you live your life. But here's the beautiful news. You can rebuild your identity. Just start acting on one small decision. Maybe it's sending one email a day. Maybe it's writing one paragraph a day. Maybe it's making one sales call. Whatever it is, do it today. Every day, soon your mind will say, "I'm not a dreamer. I'm a doer. I'm a doer. I make things happen." And from there, your whole world shifts. 4. Starting is the door between wishing and having. Wishes are nice, but wishes without action are just fantasies. Everyone wishes to become wealthy, healthy, happy, successful, loved. But not everyone is willing to open the door. That door is called starting today. Without it, wishes stay in your mind. With it, wishes become plans. Plans become actions. Actions become reality. Let me tell you about Walt Disney. He was fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity. His first company failed. He was told nobody would watch cartoons. But he kept starting new projects, even when everyone laughed. And one day, he created Mickey Mouse. Now Disney is one of the biggest companies on Earth. What if he never started? What if he waited for approval? The world would never know Disney magic. That's what starting does. It brings hidden dreams into reality. The same is true for your life. You have an idea, a talent, a mission. But unless you start today, the world will never experience it. So ask yourself, will you keep wishing for your dream, or will you start building it today until your dream becomes your daily life?
5. Preparation will betray you, but action will reward you. Here's a shocking truth. Preparation is often procrastination in disguise. When you feel prepared, everything seems logical. You research more, you plan more, you wait for the perfect strategy. But what about next month? When you still don't feel ready? When doubts creep in? When another course appears? Suddenly, that preparation becomes an excuse. You don't feel prepared enough. And that's where most people get trapped. They think, if I'm not fully ready, I can't start. But the people who win in life, they know a secret. You don't need to be ready. You need to be moving. Let me share an unforgettable example. Imagine a swimmer at the pool edge. She reads about swimming techniques. She watches swimming videos. She buys the best swimsuit. She studies water physics. She's been preparing for months. Now ask yourself, will she learn to swim? No. Will all that knowledge help without water? Of course not. But she still won't jump. Why? Because she has a deep fear. Because preparation feels safer than action. Because planning protects her from failure. That's fake safety. And if you treat your goals the same way, waiting to know everything, you'll be preparing forever. You'll die with perfect plans and zero results. Action is jumping in the water even when you're not a perfect swimmer. Winners don't wait for readiness. They create readiness through action. 6. Tiny actions today build enormous outcomes tomorrow. Most people overestimate what they can achieve in a week, but underestimate what they can create in a year. They want instant success, so they work 12 hours on day 1. They try to change everything at once. They try to become perfect overnight. And when they don't see magic results, they quit. They start thinking things like, "It's not happening. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. I don't see any change." But here's the reality. Success is not an explosion. It's a construction, a daily building. Let me tell you a real story. There was a woman who decided to write just 100 words a day. She wanted to write a novel, but she had no experience. So she said, "I'll write just 100 words daily. No stress, just 100. Some days she wrote more. Some days she wrote exactly 100. But she never missed. After 1 year, she had written her first book, not because she forced it, but because she stayed committed. This is the formula. A small flame burning every day can melt the hardest ice. Not because the flame is huge, but because of persistence. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to do one thing today. And if you keep doing that, one day you'll look back and see you have created something massive. Success is built quietly, one small action at a time. 7. Action turns fear into fuel. Fear is not meant to paralyze you. It's meant to energize you. But the only way it energizes you is when you move through it, not when you avoid it. Let me ask you, what happens when you speak publicly for the first time? You shake, right? Your voice trembles. You feel terrified. You want to run away. But what if you speak again and again? Every day, that fear turns into focus. That trembling turns into power. That nervous energy turns into magnetic presence. Now apply the same truth to everything in life, to selling, to creating, to leading, to loving. At first, it feels scary. You make errors. People may judge. You may feel stupid. But if you keep taking action, you turn your biggest fear into your greatest strength. Let me share a powerful story. There was a girl who was terrified of cameras. She would hide from photos. Every time someone recorded, she ran away. Her friends said she was too shy. Even she believed she could never be on camera. But she wanted to share her message. She practiced in her room. Every single day, she recorded herself. She deleted hundreds of videos. She cried from frustration. Now, that girl has 10 million followers. Her name? She's one of the biggest content creators in Asia. What made her unstoppable? Action despite fear. Remember this. Fear is permanent if you avoid it, but temporary if you face it. 8. Action teaches you to value your days. Days are your real wealth. But here's the reality. If you don't use your days will use you. And the best way to use them? Take action in them. Let me ask you something. How many days do we waste planning? Thinking about things that never happen? Worrying? Waiting? Hesitating? Now imagine if you used even one of those days to actually do something. To start. To create. To build. To try. In 1 week, you'd have momentum. In 1 month, you'd have progress. In 1 year, your entire world would transform. There's a truth. Don't say you don't have opportunity. You have the same 24 hours as everyone who's winning. Look at someone who takes action. Their days feel valuable. It's because they use them with intention. Let me share a life-altering story. There was a woman working as a cleaner. She had a dream to become a chef and open her own restaurant. But she worked 10 hours a day. No money, no training. So what did she do? Every day after cleaning, she cooked one new dish. Every morning, she watched one cooking video. No matter how exhausted she was, she took action. People mocked her. Her family said, "Stay in your place." But after 2 years, she opened a food truck. From cleaner to chef owner, her journey was powered by daily action. So ask yourself, how are you using today? Days are not the problem. Your action within them is the real question. 9. Action attracts helpers. Here's something people don't understand. Help doesn't come to those who need it. It comes to those who are already moving. And the way to attract help? Start without it. Let me share a powerful example. There was a young boy who started a YouTube channel teaching math to students. For 2 years, nobody watched. No sponsors, no support, no recognition. But he didn't stop. One day, a big education company noticed his work. They saw his dedication. They offered him partnership and funding. That one partnership made him a millionaire. He started teaching globally. But here's the key. It wasn't luck. It wasn't connections. It was the result of taking action for 2 years even when nobody helped. That's the magic of starting. You don't wait for support. Support comes to those already working, because the universe respects movement. And movement given daily becomes a magnet for resources. Your job is not to find help first. Your job is to start and let action attract everything you need.
10. The world rewards only one thing: your daily actions, not your daily thoughts. Everyone thinks big. I want to be rich. I want to make a difference. I want to be remembered. I want to prove them wrong. We think these things intensely. We dream about them. We plan for them. But here's the harsh reality. The world does not care about your thoughts. It doesn't care about your intentions. It doesn't care about how much you want something. It doesn't even care about how smart your plan is. The world watches what you do today, not what you think. It rewards the person who starts and works, not the person who plans all day and sleeps at night. Let me tell you a story that breaks hearts. There was a man who wanted to become a musician. He had beautiful melodies in his head, so much talent, so much potential. He didn't have money for instruments, so he hummed songs while working. He didn't have a studio, so he recorded on his phone. He didn't have fans, but he uploaded one song every week. 5 years later, he won a Grammy. Not because of talent, not because of luck, because of consistent action when nobody was listening. People cheered for him then, but they didn't see the years of creating alone. This is the law. You will not be rewarded for your potential. You will be rewarded for your production. Every single day, ask yourself, what did I create today that proves I'm serious? 11. Skill is good. Action is everything. Some people are born gifted. They can learn faster, think better, create easier. And we look at them and think, maybe they were chosen. But skill without action is a buried treasure. And action without skill can build empires. There was a boy in a village who couldn't write well. People laughed at his grammar. His spelling was terrible. His sentences were broken. But you know what he had? Hunger. Every morning he wrote one blog post. Every evening he improved one paragraph. Every night he read one article to learn. He was not born skilled. He was not educated. He was not encouraged, but he took action. 3 years later, he became a best-selling author, speaking at conferences, teaching writing. People applauded. They were amazed. That same boy now runs a content agency worth millions. Why? Because skill gives you advantage, but action gives you achievement. The world is full of skilled procrastinators, but no one can stop an action-taking warrior. You want to be remarkable? You want to be unstoppable? Stop perfecting your skills. Start using what you have today. 12. You cannot fake action. Results will expose you. Here's something nobody discusses. Results will always reveal the truth. You can talk about working, you can post about grinding on social media, you can tell your friends you're hustling, you can even convince yourself for a while, but results will expose you. Because results have only one source. They come from those who act, and they abandon those who pretend. You may not see it in a day or a week, but in 3 months, 6 months, the outcomes will scream louder than your excuses ever could. There was a woman who wanted to lose weight. She bought gym clothes. She took gym selfies. She posted about fitness. But she went twice and quit. Another woman started walking in her room. No gym, no equipment, no posts. Just 30 minutes of movement every single day. Bad form, no knowledge, no audience. But she kept moving. Today, that second woman lost 30 kilograms, and the first woman still taking selfies. Why? Because action is not about looking busy. It's about being busy building something real. Results see your effort, even when no one else does. So the question is not, will I succeed? The question is, will I still act when no one is watching? Because that's when results are watching you. And if you pass that test, nothing can stop what's coming. 14. Action is how you break family patterns. This one is personal. This one is for those who say, my family was always stuck. No one in my family succeeded. We always struggled. We always survived, never thrived.
Listen to me closely. You are not responsible for the limits your family accepted, but you are responsible for not accepting them yourself. You can break the cycle. You can rewrite the story, but not by wishing, not by complaining, only through daily action. There was a girl in poverty. Her mother was a factory worker. Her father left when she was 5. She grew up in a 2-room apartment with 5 siblings. People said she'll end up the same. But every morning before school, she solved math problems. She studied by candlelight when electricity was cut. She walked 10 kilometers to a library. Every day, without excuse, even when hungry, even when hopeless. Today, that girl is a doctor. She bought her mother a house. Her siblings go to good schools. Because one girl decided to take action to fight destiny. You don't break patterns by hoping. You break them by doing daily, quietly, fiercely. Action is how you tell the universe, this struggle ends with me, and success begins now. 14. If you don't act today, you will always be controlled by fear. Because fear is the biggest thief you'll ever face. It tells you, you're not ready. Start later. You might fail. Don't risk it. You're not good enough. Wait till you improve. People will laugh. Stay safe. And that waiting becomes permanent. That safety becomes a prison. The only way to defeat this fear trap, take action despite the fear. Let me show you exactly what I mean. There was a man who wanted to start speaking publicly. He prepared speeches perfectly. He practiced in the mirror. He memorized every word. But when opportunities came, fear won. He thought, next time I'll be ready. Then came more fear. Then come regret. Then come depression. And within months, he gave up the dream. So he tried again. This time, he didn't wait for courage. He signed up for a speech. He made a commitment. Even though terrified, he showed up. His voice shook, his hands trembled. But he spoke. He trained his mind to act without permission from fear. That's when everything shifted. He didn't wait to feel brave. He just did it afraid. Today, he speaks to thousands. He coaches leaders. His fear still exists, but it doesn't control him anymore. Because he built a habit that doesn't negotiate with fear. If you only act when you feel confident, you'll never act at all. But if you act despite fear, fear will bow to your courage.
15. Your future is the price you're paying for today's hesitation. Is it worth it? Every single day that you choose waiting over starting, you're making a silent deal. You're trading your dreams for temporary comfort. You're exchanging your entire future for the safety of not trying. You're selling your potential, your pride, your purpose, just to avoid the discomfort of beginning. And you know what? That trade doesn't happen dramatically. It happens quietly, slowly, invisibly. You don't wake up one day and see your life wasted. It's gradual. It's sneaky. Your dreams fade quietly. Your energy drops slowly. Your hope dies invisibly. Let me show you something painful. There was a woman who wanted to write books. Every day, she told herself, not today. I need more time. I'll start next year. I'm not inspired yet. Years passed. One day, she saw her old roommate who had started writing with no talent, no time, but with courage, become a best-selling author. That moment destroyed her because she realized success wasn't taken from her. She gave it away. With every delayed start, every tomorrow, every I'll begin later, she was paying the price with her own dreams. The question is not whether your goals are achievable. The question is, are you willing to pay the price for your hesitation? Because whether you start or not, you are always paying a price. So ask yourself right now, is what I'm avoiding today worth the life I'm losing tomorrow? 16. No one is coming to push you. You are your own engine. This is going to sting, but it needs to. We grow up believing someone will motivate us, a teacher, a mentor, a sign, something. We wait and wait and wait, but the truth is, no one is coming. Not because they don't care, but because they're busy pushing themselves. The world is a race. Everyone is running their own marathon,
their own struggles, their own fears, their own battles. They don't have energy to push you, and they shouldn't. Because the day you understand this, you become unstoppable. There was a boy who was failing in school. He kept waiting for someone to help, to notice, to inspire him, but no one came. And one day, after failing another exam, he looked at himself and said, "No one's coming, so I will save myself." He started studying alone, confused, struggling, but trying. He taught himself from YouTube, then started tutoring others, then opened his coaching center. Today, he runs an education company worth crores. And when someone asked him his secret, he said, "I stopped waiting for motivation, and I started creating it." You are not helpless. You are not hopeless. You are just waiting too much. Stand up. Be your own push. Because the starting line has only one name written: yours. 17. The discomfort you avoid today becomes the regret you carry forever. Here's something nobody wants to accept. Discomfort is not your problem. Avoiding it is. Starting is uncomfortable. Learning is uncomfortable. Changing is uncomfortable. But you know what's worse? Waking up 10 years later and realizing you stayed the same. You avoided the discomfort of starting a business, so now you suffer the discomfort of working for others forever. You avoided the discomfort of learning, so now you suffer the discomfort of being left behind. You avoided the discomfort of trying, so now you suffer the discomfort of wondering what if. There was a girl who hated studying English. She wanted to travel, work abroad, live freely. She said, "I'll learn when I have time. Let me enjoy now." Fast forward 10 years. Her friends are working globally. She is stuck in the same town, same job, same life. One day, she sees a post from her classmate, living in London, traveling the world, building companies, and she broke down. Not because the other girl was special, but because she realized she had the same opportunity. But she avoided the discomfort that builds you, and now she's living with permanent regret. Discomfort will find you. You can either choose it today through action or receive it tomorrow through regret. But either way, you will feel discomfort. So make it count for something. 18. Every moment you hesitate is a moment someone else is using to win. This is for those who think, "I have time to start." No, you don't. Time is not waiting for you. It's not your friend. It's a countdown. And it's not pausing for anyone. Every moment you hesitate, someone else is using it to grow, to build, to rise, to win. There was a young woman who wanted to start a fashion brand. But instead of starting, she kept researching, planning, waiting for the perfect moment. On the other side of town, another woman, same age, same dream, started selling from her bedroom. No perfect plan, just action. In 1 year, the second woman had a real business. The first one was still planning, because she confused thinking with doing. But thinking without action is just dreaming. There's someone right now with less than you starting their journey. They don't have your education. They don't have your resources. They don't even have your advantages. But guess what? They will beat you. Because while you wait for perfect, they're creating progress. Time is not just moving. It's giving someone else your opportunity. So either you start now, or you watch them take what was meant for you. 19. You cannot be the same person and expect a different result. This one will shake you awake. If you want a different life, you cannot keep the same habits, same excuses, same delays, same fears. You must transform, or you will stay trapped. There was a man who wanted to become wealthy, but he still slept till noon, still watched TV for hours, still surrounded himself with negative people, still waited for the right time. And then he complained, why is nothing changing? Because he hadn't changed. On the other hand, there was a woman who eliminated everything: Netflix, gossip, lazy mornings, endless scrolling. She built a new version of herself, one that woke up early, took action daily, learned relentlessly. Within 1 year, she had a new business, a new mindset, a new circle, a new confidence, a new life. Why? because she understood you cannot carry an old version of yourself into a new future. If you want version 2.0 results, you must become version 2.0 yourself.
20. When you die, they will not remember what you planned, only what you built. This is the final truth, and it should wake you up completely. When you die, people won't remember your plans. They won't remember your ideas. They won't remember what you were going to do. They will remember what you did. There was a woman who always said, "I'm going to help orphans." She had beautiful plans, but she never started. When she died, her friends said she had a good heart, but she never used it. And just like that, her plans were forgotten. But there was another man. He also had a dream to teach poor children. He didn't wait for funding. He didn't wait for permission. He just started teaching under a tree, one child at a time. When he died, thousands of students cried because he had changed their futures. They built a school in his honor because he had lived his mission, not planned it, lived it. Ask yourself, if you died tomorrow, what would they remember about you? Will they say she had big dreams but did nothing? Or will they say she changed lives because she started when nobody believed? This is not practice. This is your only chance. Make it matter. Remember, you don't have to be the most talented, the most funded, or the most supported. You just have to start today. One small action right now can create a life you once imagined. Starting is not difficult. It just takes decision. So no more waiting. Begin today and don't stop. Your future is already waiting. Make it proud.